Hello, hello, hello. And thank you guys for tuning in to Coco Said It. Welcome, welcome. That is my meditation singing bowl that you will hear throughout all of my videos. That's the way that I center myself whenever things get crazy, wild, or, somebody just do something stupid. So on this channel, you are going to get everything from comedy to sarcasm to makeup to art. Tonight, we happen to be talking about something serious. So I wanted to talk to you guys about our freedom.
Hello, my name is Dr. Christina Parks.
And with that being said, um, we are in a world right now that is something like most of us have never seen before, and hopefully we'll never see anything like this again. I have zero hope that any of this will transition back to where it was. Okay. Now, I did want to talk about freedom, our freedoms. And when I'm talking about our freedoms, I'm talking about our ability. Now let's define freedom first off. Freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Okay? Act, speak, or think without hindrance or restraint. That is freedom. And I really feel like right now, our freedom is being encroached upon. So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about how we got here, right? Now, it's amazing that we are here, but we're here. We're sitting in a space where one group of people will shame and are okay with another group of people's freedoms being stomped out, right? And whether they realize it or not, that means that their freedom eventually is going to be stomped out. The only difference is they've made a choice that happens to be in line with the mandates and requirements right now. And so since their decisions are in line with those things, they don't feel like their freedoms are being encroached upon. They don't feel like their freedoms are being threatened because they just happen to think like the people who are making these choices for all of us. Now, there's a such thing as being someone's friend without them being yours, right? And I'm sure everyone has had this experience where you have that person that you've always been good to, that you've always had their back, that you've always, just stepped up for as a friend, but they were never really there for you, right? That's the moment that we're having right now. And we're having that with our own families. We're having that with our own friends. We're having that with people that we love and that we care about, because their decisions have been driven by this mainstream media. And so since they don't have our back, we're out here waving in the wind trying to fight this war for our freedom, whether they realize it or not. Their freedom is part of this process as well. They're just not realizing it yet. So I know you guys can tell which way I'm going with this. We're talking about that good old jab, the good Jabberwocky, the shoot 'em up, bang bang. Okay, that's what we're talking about here, right? That is a portion of it, but what you don't realize is if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, right? Y'all know that saying. Listen to that. Give an inch, they take a mile. That's not what you gave them. That's like giving your child your credit card and saying, here, you can spend $20 and they go spend 1,000. You gave 20. They took 1,000. That's out of line and out of order. See, this is the thing. You're okay. You gave your $20, right? Just because I have foresight to see that the $1,000 is going to be taken out because I could tell the character of this human being, of this group, right? And I don't want to put in my 20. I don't want to put in that 20. You know why? Because I see something differently. Now, see, I'm okay with you having your freedom. You made a choice. Cool. Go with it. All we're asking for is for our freedom to not be encroached upon. And I want you, we want you, we that believe this way, would like you to care enough about us to allow us to have our freedom, right? Some people did it because they just listened to the mainstream media. Some people did it because they're just afraid. Some people don't have the information. Some people don't want to hear the information. See, but the thing is, you cannot be frustrated with someone else who has a different understanding than you, right? May have come across different information than you. If your parent, look, I'm a gun owner. I love guns. I'm okay with guns. You might not be. And if you don't want one in your house, that's good for you. I want several in my house. They're here. And if someone walks in my house, I'm going to get you. That's it. There's nothing to talk about, right? Because I put myself in a position. I know how to use it. I'm trained, and I'm informed. And because I'm informed, I'm not afraid of it. Okay? Because of that. So let me just share a little information with you, because there was something that I posted on my Facebook page, and I think one person liked it. 0 comments. I think one person liked it. But I just want y'all to hear this and then discuss, because this is not me trying to convince you of anything. This is not me trying to get you to change your mind. This is me trying to get you to be okay with me making my decision for me. Okay?
Hello, my name is Dr. Christina Parks. I received my PhD in cellular and molecular biology right here in the state of Michigan from University of Michigan Medical School. And so I'm very well versed in the science of both these mRNA gene therapy vaccines, this kind of technology, as well as what a vaccine is.
I want you to listen.
My name is Dr. Christina Parks. I received my PhD in cellular and molecular biology right.
Cellular and molecular biology. Cellular and molecular biology.
Here in the state of Michigan from University of Michigan Medical School. And so I'm very well versed in the science of both these mRNA gene therapy vaccines, this kind of technology, as well as what a vaccine is designed to do in the body, what it can do, what it can't do, and the fact that this is extremely complex science that has been oversimplified in the media to basically take away our freedom of choice. What I want to address today in this limited time is the fact that vaccine requirements and mandates are based on the faulty assumption that the vaccines in question prevent transmission.
She said faulty assumption. She just said faulty. The PhD in molecular biology just said faulty.
Basically take away our freedom of choice. What I want to address today in this limited time is the fact that vaccine requirements and mandates are based on the faulty assumption that the vaccines in question prevent transmission of the pathogen. Right? Does the vaccine for DTaP prevent transmission? No. Does the vaccine for flu prevent transmission? No. Does do the vaccines for COVID prevent transmission? No. In fact, they were never designed to do that.
In fact, they were never designed to do that. In fact, they were never designed. We're talking about design here. Talking about design here. So, design. If I create a heat generating blow dryer, only heat, but I sell it to you and say it blows cool air as well, in case you are concerned about heat damage for your hair. Although I know for a fact I never designed it to have a cooling mechanism in it, I'm deceiving you. And I'm purposely deceiving you. Could you really be surprised if your customers don't trust anything else that you say about your products at that point in time? I mean, could you really? I mean, it's not as if you say, yeah, it gets hot, but you didn't say scalding. You just said hot. Okay. Okay. But we're talking about a whole nother design here. And you're presenting it as if it does this thing, and it does not at all, and was not designed that way at all. But why would you say that? Why?
Basically, take away our freedom of choice. What I want to address today in this limited time is the fact that vaccine requirements and mandates are based on the faulty assumption that the vaccines in question prevent transmission of the pathogen, right? Does the vaccine for DTaP prevent transmission? No. Does the vaccine for flu prevent transmission? No. Do the vaccines for COVID prevent transmission? No. In fact, they were never designed to do that. All right, so you're asking, what about this 95% effectiveness? If you look at those clinical trials, they do not say that they prevent transmission. They expressly say that they're measuring whether they attenuate symptoms. So they're 95% effective based on their clinical trials at attenuating symptoms for the first variant, which is essentially gone in our population. Right now, the predominant variant is a Delta, and CDC Director Walensky basically said that these vaccines have no ability to prevent infection by and transmission of the Delta variant.
See, so I am to rush out to get this vaccine. Excuse me. Sorry, YouTube. To get this Jabberwocky, to get this shoot 'em up bang bang, to get this this new injectable flexible, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something, right? But you want me to rush out and get it. It's essentially gone out of our communities, out of our society. What you have is for the original. That's all you have. The new one that's here, you have nothing for that. But you want to attack my freedom and force something into me. And I mentioned this before in a Facebook live that I did. If a man climbs on top of me and puts it enters me, and I said, no, don't do it. Right? That's called rape. I didn't want it. No means no. I said no. right? But now we have someone who's trying to write it and make it legal and mandate it, not even just legal and make it mandatory that I let something into my body that I said no to. See, this is the thing. If you're okay with something, you're okay with something, right? If I don't, I'm gonna give you an example. There might be, I'm gonna give you this. In my youth, back in the day, people smoke. Friends, I have friends that smoke weed. Still do to this day. Have friends that smoke weed. Some friends are cool. Others get paranoid, right? If you get paranoid, that's your experience, right? You might not want to take this into your body because it makes you paranoid. This is your own experience. If I don't want to take something, and do you think that forcing me to take something into my body is going to make me not paranoid when I'm already worried about it? Do you think that that is going to put me in a healthy state of mind by putting something into my body that I do not want under any circumstance? I don't want it, and you're going to force it, and I'm going to feel good. I'm going to have a good state of mind. I'm going to be feeling productive. Do you think that that's going to have zero effect on how I maneuver through the world after you force something into my body that I do not want? See, I have another experience. I have a child that developed autism after shots, and she's going to speak on that as well. I saw the change in my child within 48 hours. I don't know who else needed to hear that. Maybe they thought maybe that's what happened to their kid. They saw it, but they never really did the research. Listen, I immediately started researching. He's now 18, and that happened when he was 3. Okay? Now, when you experience that for yourself and see your child change in front of your own eyes, and this was something that was approved, you don't really trust. And people, your own family members, your friends are okay with these other people forcing you to put something in your body and your child's body that you do not want. Where are our friends in this? Where are our family? Where are our bonds with this? Where's the support for us in this? Whatever it is you want to do, you do it. But where's the support for the people that love you, that don't have the same beliefs that you have? Where is the support for that? Where's the support for us? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the support? As we listen on.
So, our policy needs not to be built on the hope of what we think something we want it to do,
Not what we think.
What the data actually tell us.
What does the data say?
Do these viruses do the vaccines prevent the virus from infecting and replicating in the nose and nasopharynx? No. They've only been shown to prevent that replication in the lungs. They're different. The mucosa is very different than the lungs. It's very different than the blood. You inject it to the blood, you make antibodies in your blood. The virus isn't infecting your blood, it's infecting your mucosa, and you don't produce any IgA to neutralize it. In fact, recent studies have shown that the vaccinated, especially with the Delta variant, and the unvaccinated have similar amounts of virus in their nose.
The vaccinated and unvaccinated have similar amounts of the virus in their nose and throat. The vaccinated and the unvaccinated. So if I keep coming across this type of information, if your loved one keeps coming across this type of information, maybe you should have a little bit more understanding and empathy for their thought process. If you haven't come across this, you're not looking. You're just whatever you hear in the atmosphere on the news, in the car while you're driving, you're not actually researching. Don't be mad at the people who do. You might want to link up with the people who do. Guess what? If the world goes crazy and shit falls apart, you know who the first person you gonna hang out with, or you gonna be looking for? You gonna be looking for that guy that knew how to start fires. You're gonna be looking for that person who knew how to build stuff out of nothing. You're gonna be looking for that person, right? See, in a regular world, he seemed crazy. Like he's a little weird. She's weird. They do all this hunting and weird shit, right? But if shit go down, that's who you're gonna be looking for, right? So because they have been training and listening and paying attention and putting together things and connecting dots and figuring things out for a long time. So all of a sudden you're going to be listening to them. Now, then when it comes to moments like these, people like us, like me, the conspiracy theorists of the family, it's probably who you should be listening to at least a little bit. Just a little bit. Might not be as crazy as you think. Just a little bit.
Throat. In Barnstable, Massachusetts, the CDC tracked an outbreak of 469 cases of COVID. 74% occurred in fully vaccinated.
Let's take that back. Just a drip drop. Let's take that back. Just a drip drop. Hold on. What did you say?
Christina, Barnstable, Massachusetts, the CDC tracked an outbreak of 469 cases of COVID. 74% occurred in fully vaccinated, and 4 out of 5 of those hospitalized were vaccinated.
4 out of 5.
All right, so maybe they are mandating this because they just didn't know with the COVID. And so my main complaint is with our health agencies and the CDC, who basically know better and are misleading the public. So let's look at DTaP.
They know better and just simply misleading the public. Why? But why? So that's my question. Why? 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 I don't know. Why? It's not making any sense to me. And so it makes me feel some kind of way. I'm having a hard time trusting you because of the games you play.
Which the scientists and the CDC have known since 2014 that the acellular pertussis vaccine does not prevent people from getting infected with the pertussis bacteria and passing it to others. In fact, it was never designed to do that.
Here we go, another design.
It was designed to neutralize the pertussis toxin. Pertussis, we know it as whooping cough. It can be fatal for children under 6 months. So neutralizing this toxin saves lives, all right? I'm not going to debate that. But what it doesn't do is neutralize the bacteria. So what happens is fully vaccinated children go to daycare, they pick up that bacteria, and they come home and they give it to their newborn brother or sister. Mm-hmm. They get deathly ill, and they go to the hospital. Hopefully, our medical professionals are able to save them. But who do they blame? Now the CDC is blaming anti-vaxxers for the limitations of this vaccine design. I suggest that
they're blaming anti-vaxxers for the limitation of the design. So they know that it was never designed for what they're saying that it does. And then they blame it on anti-vaxxers for the spread when it wasn't even designed to stop the spread. And so we're acting like Fauci and the other doctors on the board there are the only doctors on the face of the planet. There are billions of people on the planet, and those are he's the only one, and then his little group that parakeet everything he say. But here we are with a woman that has a PhD in molecular cellular biology, and we're not listening to her. She's saying, but guess what? This isn't on your regular news. But why not? These are my questions. So again, I'm not trying to tell you what to think, how to think, what to do. I'm asking you, when are you going to have my back for my freedom? When you going to have my back for my freedom to make my choice? You made your choice. You went and got it. When you going to have my back for me to be able to make a choice that works for me? Because it's madness to me knowing what I know, hearing what I'm hearing, and moving forward, moving down that same road you did. It's madness for me. You made a decision from what you knew or what you felt. Where is your loyalty to your fellow American, your fellow human being to make their own choice? Where is your loyalty? Because we need each other to stand up for our freedoms. You understand what I'm saying? For our freedom. Your freedom, my freedom, our freedom. Because at the end of the day, again, if you give them an inch, they are going to take a mile. And they try to take a mile, and I promise you, they're coming for 500 of the miles. I promise you. They are that guy. This is going to be good. This is for somebody right now. I'm speaking to somebody. They are acting as that guy that you were dating back in the day, right? Or even a girl. For some of you guys, there was some girls like this that you were dating back in the day. They come over, they mad, and they try to get in your house, right? You try to put the chain on the door, can't even get the chain on the door. You holding the door, right? And they're pressing, trying to get inside. I just want to talk. And you holding the door, you're like, no. And then for whatever reason, in your head, you let up just a little, and he gets the foot in. Once he gets that foot in the door, boom, he busts in the house. He said he just wanted to talk. He asked for an inch. You gave it to him. But he took a mile. He took all the space that he wanted. He took that. So all the mandating and making it mandatory for me to do whatever, that's that bullcrap. Because I promise you, once you give them that, they're going to come for more. They're going to take more. And that is period and point blank. Period and point blank. You've seen it time and time again. Let's listen just for a drop more.
Transparent and tell parents that although it is preventing severe disease in their children, it is not preventing transmission, because we have created a whole class of asymptomatic pertussis carriers who are increasing the disease. Now, the old DTP vaccine that many of you who are my age or older got did prevent transmission. When we switched to the safer acellular version, they knew that it was never designed to prevent transmission. It was safer, it had less adverse events, but pertussis cases have gone through the roof. There's a resurgence in pertussis because of the design of the vaccine.
Because of
the vaccinologists know this, they're trying to address it, and so we cannot mandate that something that does not prevent transmission. All right, what about the flu vaccine? Well, they have shown that basically there's no difference, there's no statistical difference if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, whether you get the flu or not. But it's even worse because although the first year it is somewhat effective, it's about 65% effective at preventing symptoms in you, after that it actually has negative efficacy. And I want to address this because it's very important. Vaccines are made to a specific variant, and when that variant mutates, the vaccine no longer recognizes it. And so it's like you're seeing a and because that's so, you actually get more severe symptoms when you're vaccinated against one variant, and then it mutates, and then your body sees the other variant. So there's the potential, and the science shows that in fact with the flu, if you get vaccinated in multiple years, you are more likely to get severe disease, you are more likely to have more viral replication, and you are more likely to be hospitalized, both in adults and in children. We are seeing the same thing in COVID with the Delta variant. And so we are mandating that people get a vaccine that could actually make them more sick when they're exposed to the virus. In fact, this week, a paper came out, and what it showed is that with this Delta variant, when you're vaccinated, your body makes antibodies that are supposed to neutralize the virus. But they were supposed to neutralize the old variant. When they see this new variant, what they're doing is the antibodies are taking the virus and helping it infect the cells.
Walking it on into the cells.
That science was just published this week. We need to be looking at the science, and we need
Walk
our
it on
policy to reflect the science, and we also need it to reflect our rights. And so, as a PhD who knows the science, I'm in the category of the most vaccine hesitant group.
What did she say?
PhDs.
PhDs are the most vaccine hesitant group. Huh. Haven't heard that on the news, have you?
Are the most vaccine hesitant. Followed by people who have less than a high school degree because they know what they don't know, and they don't trust their government. And many people, the other group that is very vaccine hesitant are African Americans. 70% of African Americans have not taken this vaccine. Why? Because they don't trust their government. Do they?
And so this answers the question on why they're doing stuff like paying Juvenile to create songs like Vax That Thing Up, and Boosie doing Sleeves Up initiatives, and all of these magical things that they're not doing in other communities. Why are they not? Why not? Why? Is it because they really are trying to protect us? But we are high with heart attacks, strokes, blood pressure, all these things that kill us on a regular, and have been killing us on a regular for years, and they don't give you the medication for free, but they are paying you to take this. And what is the mortality rate? 1 point something percent. Let's say I'm going to even give you 3, even though it's not 3, but so I'm just saying, do what you want, but where is the support for what I want to do? For
they
me.
have reason not to trust their government. Well, between the years of 1930 and 1970,
that's
the CDC
40
conducted
years.
the Tuskegee experiment.
For 40 years they did
took
it.
Untreated males with syphilis, and
this is our government
to treat them. Even after antibiotics became available, they still did not treat them, and they did not tell them that they had syphilis. They told those people that they were there to secure their health, and they did not secure their health. They abused them. You say, well, that was in the past, although I don't think 1970 was that long ago.
It really wasn't.
Well, in 2012, whistleblower William Thompson came forward and said, we published a study that said MMR does not cause autism, but we lied. In fact, we shredded data that showed that when black boys are vaccinated on time, they have increased rates of autism diagnosis. And we shredded it, and we left it out of the paper.
So I'm just going to end there. I'm not even going to finish, and it's only about a minute left of this video. I'll put a link down in the comments for you to go look at this yourself. Because again, this woman is a PhD, okay? In molecular biology. Okay? So when people be telling me, where are the credentials? Here we go. Here's some. Here's some credentials. Again, do what you want. All I'm asking you is to support my freedom as well. I'm okay with you having the freedom to go along with this stuff, even though I feel like it's probably not a good move. But it's your choice. Be okay with me having my choice from the things that I keep coming across. Because I can't help that I know the things that I know and that I'm coming across the information I'm coming across. Again, I have a personal experience with my child being vaccinated and then becoming autistic. He literally transitioned and his whole demeanor changed within 48 hours. Within 48 hours, he was a whole different child. I have that experience. You might not. But it gets real difficult for someone who actually has hands-on experience with these people they vaccines, or excuse me, the jabs or whatever you want to call it. At this point in time, I don't care. Okay? But when you have firsthand experience, and then you're hearing a PhD in molecular biology say it wasn't even designed for what they're telling you that it was designed for. Let's follow the science since everyone keeps saying that. I'm following it. I've been following it. But when I start talking, you don't want to hear. So my tribe will hear. My tribe has already heard. This is just further evidence. It's just further evidence. It's just further because they've already heard probably all the stuff I've heard. So here we are. So what I'm asking for is for those who decided to get the vaccine to give me the support. Give your mama, your auntie, your cousin, your niece, give your coworker the support that says, no, I'm with her. She don't want to get it. She shouldn't have to get it in her body. She shouldn't have to get something in her body that she doesn't want in her body. He shouldn't have to get anything in his body that he doesn't want in his body. Where's our freedom at? Because I'm telling you, they're going to start off with this. They're going to take an inch. We're going to give, not even an inch. Again, they're asking for a mile, and they're going to take 500 miles. You give an inch, they take a mile. You give an inch, they take. You're giving this much, and they literally are robbing you for the rest. Do you understand that? You're getting robbed. They try to rob us of our freedom, and I'm not with it. So where the hell are the people that support other family members, friends, cousins, co-workers, people who you see daily, who may not want this in their body? Where is the love and the support? Show it to me. Other than that, we ain't trying. We don't even care. Again, thank y'all for tuning in to Coco Said It. And if anybody wants to know who said it and how come we don't want to, you let them know we ain't doing it because we don't want to. Coco said it. Ding dong, the witch is dead.